It's tabletop time. I'm Jazza from Draw with Jazza.
I'm Mackie.
I'm Rob.
And I'm Shad from I Am Shad.
Just going to improvise, okay.
Fair enough. You know, don't want to go
and let's
all the
jump
time.
straight back into...
So previously on tabletop time.
It was real awkward. That's what happened previously.
Riot was commanded by the captain of the ship to
Riot's
make
engaged.
snoo with an Amazonian space alien.
Bachelor party.
Man, Captain Kirk would be proud.
I think that is the first time that has happened in any of my role-playing.
Really?
Yeah.
You did kind of go down there with that intent, though.
You totally did.
I totally did. But she got weird, and then he got weird, and then it was awkwardly all over the place and clingy.
But you're engaged now. It's good news.
But he got what he really wanted out of it.
Alcohol.
Okay. So, we're going to pick up where we left off. That was summary enough, I feel. Now, Alabama has just, asked you to do. You've made that agreement. Is this something you're going to try and talk
Film
about?
and put on the internet?
No.
Yes. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to make it worth my while.
That is something Riot has done it before.
That is how the return of an alien race is announced.
That is such a bizarre thing to think of.
It's obviously in Riot's mindset based on previous actions.
Haven't been seen for 200 years.
Okay, well, let's get into it.
All right, now, there was something established, though. She clearly was not willing to even touch you, and she quite wanted to rip out your throat unless you could prove to her that you are not a god killer and the true, murderers have been
I'm
punished.
assuming Alabama set me up with the capabilities to show video footage and all that stuff, and I'm just sitting there sort of sighing. And
Well, she
we
says,
did all that.
She orders the ship to stop temporarily to get temporary access to the nets. She announces it over the ship saying, "We are now in regular space, so if anyone would like to access the nets, now is your opportunity
Done.
to do so." What are you doing?
Yeah, I want to get the Volve language.
Okay, so you now
Which is a plot
it takes a bit. Why is it a plot hole?
Because I knew what she was saying when I was helping Chassa.
Someone was Moscow was
Yeah.
translating for you, and she was giggling her butt off. Like she was.
What's this?
Moscow was translating your conversation to Tui.
Yeah.
And yeah, she.
But yeah,
could not
first
stop.
thing I'm doing. Grabbing
It is tricky to find the Volve language because there are several. There are several 100,000 languages that have been recorded and translated from the Earth language group. So that's what you need to flick through.
Okay. You know how we got the computer to scan, like,
Yeah, you can do that.
our big ship to scan the Volve thing? Can I put all of the ship's computing power into finding this language for me quicker?
I mean,
You could just ask me to translate it for you.
you could just have the one word from each language scan past your eye really fast because you're a robot and see it.
How long would that take?
A couple 100,000. So yeah, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, well, I'll do that at
Yeah.
the same time that I'm doing whatever the hell else I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay. So you find it.
Yeah, and then I'm going to learn it.
Atlas, what are you doing?
Well, I'm going to signal to Tui that I need my new schematics up and running as soon as possible.
Gotta fix this, what's it called? Hyperdrive? No. iDrive? S-Drive?
Atlas, your
drive.
vision suddenly blurs and then completely disappears. And you are now, from your perspective, it seems like you're standing on a planet.
So I'm tripping balls. Alright.
Based on what? What are you reading? What did you say?
No, I wasn't reading the book
This
or
is just
anything.
happening
Okay.
straight to her.
Okay, do I need to roll perception to see if I know what the hell is happening?
Sure.
Okay,
I
3.
think I know.
What?
I can't say.
Perception is reflex.
Because
Alright,
he knows.
what's my challenge level?
I don't know anything. You can assume I'm ignorant of any subtleties of this game.
Alright, what's my chances of...
Just roll, and depending on your roll is what I'll tell you.
You'll make it 1 higher.
Alrighty. So you are standing in like a lush green field, and this is a beautiful, landscape that you see before you with incredible trees off in the distance. And before you, there is about like a small hill mound, and floating above it is the Rosetta Sphere as you recognize it. It's in the distance. You don't seem to have full control over what you're doing, or it's like you're a, observer, or for what your body is doing. And then up in the sky, you see a huge burning bit of fiery rock kind of falling from the sky. It's this massive meteor slowly descending.
Can I see any dinosaurs?
No dinosaurs.
Okay.
But you do see a city further off in the distance. You slowly walk towards the Rosetta Sphere, kind of almost in pace with this descending meteor. When you reach it, you stand before the sphere for a small time, and just before this great meteor lands and crashes into the ground, you touch the sphere, and suddenly you see a flash, and you're standing where you were where you first begun.
The dream.
You look around, and that falling ball of incredible fire meteor is back up in the sky, falling from the top again.
Is the Rosetta Sphere still there?
The Rosetta Sphere is still there, and your body goes through the exact same process, where you slowly walk in line with this falling thing, and as you reach there, you touch the sphere just before it lands, and it resets, and you go through this 5 times in a row. At the end of the 5th time, when you touch it, you see a flash, but nothing resets, and you hear a deep yet calm voice echo seemingly in the sky, and it says, "I am." And you suddenly, your vision flashes again, and you are lying on the floor.
So I just hear "I am." Alright. Okay.
What you see when Atlas is there just falls completely on the ground.
Alright, I'm gonna go on my comms and I'm gonna call an emergency meeting between myself, Tui, Egypt, Alabama, and Riot.
I'm out of action.
Okay, so you're
You're
banging
well,
Alright.
so to speak.
So, what did you do when you
Engaged otherwise.
saw Atlas fall on the ground?
Sigh and get back to work.
Well, Moscow's like, she kind of gives a squeal, like, Atlas, what's wrong? And she calls Rio over the comm, who she's not really a doctor, but if anyone has any level of medical knowledge, she's the one who she kind of is inspecting you and stuff like that. And so when you wake up, you see Rio kneeling over you.
It's alright, I'm gonna get up. I'm still gonna continue to call Alabama, and I'll
What
try.
happened then? Rio is like, are you alright? You just fully passed out.
I'll explain later. I need to speak with Alabama straight away.
Alright, sure thing, girl.
Right.
Girlfriend.
So over my comms, I'm gonna say, Alabama, we need a meeting now.
Oh, excellent. I was actually going to call you to come speak with me.
Okay. And I'm gonna broadcast to Chewy, and I attempted to contact Riot, obviously can't, and Egypt.
Do you register any of this that, there's...
I will have turned off comms and stuff. Isn't Riot sort of engaged in his mission?
No.
Not yet.
What?
No.
I thought I was sort of having been done with that.
No.
You still got to roleplay that, buddy.
No, we're not going to roleplay that.
Well, I feel like it's important because she has violent...
To what extent?
Okay, well, she has violent tendencies.
Like turn-based?
Oh, God.
I feel like it's
Alright,
important
roll reflex.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you fail on. You're like, oh, God, you've got a cramp. But no.
Endurance check.
She dies.
Um,
You rolled a 1.
swim check?
Oh, God.
Oh.
No, seriously, though. Seriously, I feel
What
like
just
it's
happened?
important that you roleplay it to some degree because she's violent. She has teeth, and she said she was going to rip you apart.
We are not. This is
a
not
safety
this is
issue
not
for
wrong.
you.
This is not up for negotiation.
This is a safety...
Well,
she
this-
could be a Black Widow.
No.
You could be like halfway done and
Shut
she's
up,
just, like,
Rob. Shut.
eating you.
Stop.
No, what needs to happen is she is not convinced that you're innocent. She still suspects that you might be lying.
Anyways,
And so,
I go to this meeting thing.
You're drunk.
I go to this meeting.
It's better. I tell Moscow to do whatever I was doing, continue doing whatever I was doing,
alright. Oh, sure thing, Tui.
which was fixing something, unless we already fixed it.
Alright, so at this meeting.
So I'm literally going to walk in. Is everyone there yet?
Yeah?
I'm just going to say, so I literally just collapsed and tripped balls for like 5 minutes. I don't know. And
Wait, if we called a meeting for every time I did that, this would not be a very productive crew.
this is different. So I had some sort of dream, and I saw the Rosetta Sphere and some sort of meteor and a city. And every time I touched the Rosetta Sphere, I went back in time. And this wasn't some sort of dream. Like, I literally got knocked out while I was walking. So
Does that mean that if with the sphere we have every time, like it has the capacity to every time you to touch it,
go back
you
in time.
have a
Do
dream?
you have the sphere on your person at the moment?
No, you took it off me.
Yeah, but I was assuming they gave it back to you because you assumed to be the keeper
I don't
of
know.
it.
Do I have it?
You do. It's on your person.
I'll have a look. I'll search my pockets.
Goddamn pockets again.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Yeah. All right.
Shalabin's like, do you think that sphere is the thing that gave you this hallucination?
Potentially.
Show it to the alien.
That might not be a bad idea. What do you think? She doesn't look to you. She looks.
I'm just like
Hey.
smiling.
Can I read the Bible thing, the book? Have we scanned the book?
You
Is
don't
there
know.
a
You can ask
digital
Alabama.
copy? Is there a digital copy of that book?
Yes, I have scanned it. It's available on the computer system.
grab it.
Though there is a page missing. She looks at you when she says that.
No reaction.
Yeah.
I better go talk to this alien then.
I'm gonna.
Tell us about this hallucination. What was it? You seem concerned by it.
I don't know. I have no idea yet. I touched the Rosetta Sphere.
I'm
and
gonna
went
go.
back in
I'm
time.
gonna go with him. Her.
So, you called them all to a meeting, so you just wanted to tell them that, hey, I just had that.
Yeah, I
just
wanted
tripped
to
out.
see if anyone else was having any weird dreams or anything.
Ah, so you asked that?
I had a really weird dream. So weird. There were like pink.
Kat says, yeah, he said
Elephants.
something intelligent.
You're not as funny as you are ugly. Did that make sense? Was that a compliment? Oh God. Let's go.
All right, yeah.
Come
So I'll be like, well, I guess I better go talk to this alien because that was weird.
Okay, so you walk your way down to the alien.
And while we're walking, I'm like, I'm gonna be a great dad.
How much of the language have I learned, or have I done?
You have the language up and it's scanning past your eye and you're kind of just reading it as it's going past.
So I'm learning already.
You are learning.
Do I
Here's
know
a
any swear
question.
words?
No. Yeah, some.
Cool.
Okay.
Am I still wearing the clear visor with medical tape wrapped
Yeah,
around my
that's
face?
what I was understanding.
Okay. All right. So let's go. Are we down to the
Yep, you
alien?
get there.
room?
She's like, so my potential husband has returned.
Yep.
Is
and
Alabama with us?
We come bearing.
She should be pissed. It's for the girl.
She's behind. Not so that's right.
Pissed. What?
Well, she said if she sees you with another girl, she'll be.
No. I think she meant in another way. When she was claiming me as a husband.
I think she meant it all, but whatevs.
Anyway.
That would be
all
hard
right.
to pull off.
Well, I'm a chick too, so technically. But anyway.
So have you come to try and prove your lies?
Well, they're not lies. It's the truth, and we have proof of the truth.
But first, so obviously I'll speak in the Evolve language. I wanted to show you something. I think you might be interested in it, and I'll show you the Rosetta Sphere. I won't let it anywhere
Roll
near
perception.
it. Okay. 3, 1, 2.
Do we all roll perception or just him? Her.
You can all roll it to see if you notice, but
Him. Her.
if you got over a 2, you'll see her eyes narrow and she looks mildly surprised. And she's like, I suspected you had a sphere. How else would you know our language?
How do you
But
make
so
them?
small, and how are you able to carry it with you?
Well, we actually have 2 of these in existence. To my knowledge, there's this one, which is tiny, but it also
and
mirrors
she
the
cuts
second
you
one.
off, and she's like, and the second was the heart of the mother.
Yes.
I think when she says the mother, it's the earth. Just so you know.
Okay.
Oh,
And
that
does
place.
Does she respond to that at
Pretty
all?
blue one, yeah?
Sorry, what?
It's like, oh, that place. The pretty blue one, yeah?
So you're there
Yeah.
and you say that?
Yeah, why not?
She just kind of ignores and...
I say, wait. If earth is the mother, who's the father?
That's the purpose of life.
This got deep. I love you guys. Girls, I'm sorry. I keep making that mistake.
Can I ring his comm device?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
I giggle. I'm like, you're not too bad, Chewie. You're all right. Yeah. I collapse on the ground.
Then she goes, so, you said you can prove your innocence. Prove
Is there
it.
like a screen I can pull down from the roof?
You can project a digital screen out of thin air, whenever you want.
I don't have my holograms anymore.
No, that's just a function of the ship.
Okay, I'll do that, and I'll show you the videos.
Okay. She actually watches very seriously. And what this is like, head-mounted hidden cameras of, like, the Marines that, and also shots of the starships of when they were hunting down this,
Also, I'm
Is
going
my
to
ship on there?
intentionally leave out anything that depicts Tui in it.
You didn't say that.
Well, I can do that.
Don't.
Well,
It's too late, you've said it. It's done.
alright, fine, whatever.
Oh, so...
You're such a stare.
I am. I'm so antagonistic. I love it.
That's alright.
Pissing people off.
Go.
Alright, so she watches it, very intently, and it literally shows, these Marines boarding the starship and getting these guys, and as this is happening, Alabama starts to explain, what's actually happening, that the Earth was destroyed by evil terrorists who wanted to basically kill everyone, and every single race was as heartbroken as she suspects her own people are, and as a result they hunted down those god killers very vigorously with all energy, and they were all executed without mercy. And as it's watching...
Hang on, test game.
There is a scene of when they're inspecting the debris of the destroyed, terrorist ship and stuff like that. And in part of the scene, actually, no, you were never recovered. And so, no, all right, no, you actually don't appear on the cam at all. They never even found you. So, no, that's disregarded. But anyway.
Disregarded.
Just like they showed the footage of the ship being blown up and it's just like... yeah. Well, I was unconscious. Unconscious.
So he looks up and goes, this could easily have been fabricated.
Why do we... What motive do we have to lie?
To stave off your annihilation.
Please, like you could kill
There's only
us.
one of you. There's an entire ship of us. Why do we have any reason to be
Talking about
afraid?
my people.
Yeah, they're not here right now. We have no reason to lie to you right now. And you have no communication to them whatsoever.
She starts to pace, looking very, very thoughtful. In fact, well, we'll just speed things up.
Besides, a gust of
no
wind and you
perception.
basically kill yourselves.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Are you there in person?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She looks at you. Nice body. I suspect it's new. And she keeps walking.
Oh, this old thing.
Pity that your last one was destroyed.
Cheater. We'll have a rematch sometime.
I welcome it.
Yeah. This time, no fucking kamikaze weapons.
Then you're not a true warrior. Coward.
What? I'm the coward for wanting to fight with my hands rather than blowing myself up? Makes
You're
sense.
not willing to lay down your life for victory.
It's not victory if you die as well.
If your enemy dies with you,
It's a draw.
is.
That's not victory.
It's a draw.
She just goes, it is with my people.
You're wrong. You're idiots.
You are wrong.
You're getting in a petty fight here, alright?
Bunch of children. I'm so tempted to keep this argument up until one of you gets really pissed off.
Like what? No, you are. No, you are.
No, like really pissed off when I say that I destroyed Earth.
Do you want to just fast forward to the point where he says he destroys Earth?
What are you gonna?
I'm so tempted.
Well, you just play your characters. You would see.
That will entirely change what use we might get out of this character.
I know.
What's your traits? Over emotional, addicted to replacing parts.
Oh, I don't have a choice.
Yes, you do.
I'm over emotional.
No, because
you're
we
not over
we
emotional
changed that.
anymore.
No, we did, didn't we?
Yep, we changed it to asshole.
No.
Shit.
No. Regardless, I'm an asshole. He do the same thing.
Yeah.
To achieve what?
Nothing.
Just to
To
tick
be an
off.
asshole.
We're arguing. I feel like if you're in the heat of the moment, you'll say something that may or may not regret.
So how is this? This was progressing. Is like you're like, yes, it is, and she answers very passively, no, it isn't. And you're like, yes, it is. She's like, no, it isn't. Yes, it is. And then she says, if I recall, I was still alive, and you had to rebuild yourself.
I can't die. I'm still alive.
Who was more injured in the end? I think you were.
Oh, you healed yourself, though. You were basically dead anyway.
So were you.
You healed yourself. You were basically dead anyway.
You were ahead. She wasn't ahead.
This is just pissing
It's
me off
lucky
more.
that you quit while you're ahead.
I knew that was coming.
It was hanging, tangling.
It was
You ever wonder how I know Earth was the pretty blue one?
She turns.
Yeah, think on that. Then I walk off.
We would know that anyway.
You do not have pictures of the mother? She
Oh,
looks
We sure do.
Riot's sort of like dozing.
Oh, anyway.
Yeah, he's
Um,
face planted.
What you have shared with me is troubling. If what you say is true,
You jump to extinguish us for no reason? Is that what you think?
killing a god is no small thing.
Well, you potentially killed a lot of your race and quite a lot of ours.
Any of us would be willing to die in a second for honor and victory.
While I'm walking off and she says killing a god is not a big thing, I'm going to say with the comms to everyone else, it wasn't that difficult.
Does she need a roll perception to see if she hears through our comms?
Nah, she wouldn't. She's
Okay.
behind this big barrier thing.
Okay.
She goes, I'll need to think about this. If it is true, there is no reason for you to die. In fact, your people might have many husbands that could fulfill much hope and desire of my people.
Oh, God.
Riot snores are happy now. He's like,
Alabama is like, very well, we shall let you think on it. You can call of any of us at any time if you wish to speak. And she disperses. Assume you guys are going off to do your own thing.
Riot's asleep on the floor.
I'm going to ask her a few key questions.
Okay.
What is her name? In English, obviously, if it's in English. Because that would be preferable. Yeah.
It's
Dinosaur noise.
They speak through the same, way that other people, so they're,
okay.
have to use the same pronunciations and sounds.
How do you
and things.
spell?
Yeah, you done there?
I feel like there's an H in there. I don't know where. But it's there somewhere.
So you ask her name?
Mm-hmm.
Hazesh.
Hazesh. Okay. Do you have a king or a queen or a prime minister or a president? A leader?
Emperor.
I do not trust you to tell you anything.
Alright, well, I'll
But
leave.
I like people to know who I am, if it comes to that I must kill them.
Okay, I'm shaking in my boots. So you're going to tell me or?
Tell you what. What are you asking again? Yeah, what?
That whether they have a leader.
Of course we do.
Okay.
She started to pace.
Is your entire race female?
She looks and is like, and then doesn't answer and keeps pacing.
That's a yes, I'm assuming.
Have you ever? What's the word for this? In your sacred text, it states that you were born from the mother. That's right? Yeah.
Yeah, enough. Like you can surmise that from what you said.
Have there been any more of you, or is?
The text actually says that they were molded by their sister, because they found a sister like unto God, but was ravaged by her own children, and in anger she consumed her children, and there she nurtured the worthy, and they were molded by the sister.
Okay, so
look at that! I'm remembering. I could just read it, but anyway.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask her: have they ever like reproduced or anything, or is there a limited amount? And who is the sister? Because it doesn't translate into our language.
I do not trust you to tell you anything.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later then.
Alabama goes over the comm. Don't worry. I actually feel we are making progress with her. We've given her much to consider. In the meantime, Atlas, could you please come and see me?
Okay, sure.
Alrighty, now we're gonna have there'll be a conversation between Atlas and Alabama, but also in the meantime, it's gonna kind of turn into you're traveling through nanospace, and you're going to a planet to restock and stuff, and so you have an opportunity to say, "I'm going to be doing this over that time period," and things.
But that's now?
Almost. It's just traveling to a planet. You're not traveling to.
On the way up to Alabama, can I pass the torn page to Tui before I leave?
If you want.
Okay.
Wait, I don't have it open.
Sorry, where are we?
Atlas is walking to Alabama's office.
Okay.
We've gotten like nothing done this.
No, we haven't.
No, this is great. It's just role play. It's
Yeah.
character development and
Cool
stuff.
Okay, so what are we doing?
Okay.
When I say nothing done, I meant in terms of the plans that we were initially talking about.
Yeah,
I don't mean like we didn't do anything.
Yeah, you've been triggering certain encounters that I put in place and stuff like that. This, I expected tonight to be like this, and so when you're saying we're going to do this, I'm like, good luck.
Yeah, go on.
All right, so you enter Alabama's office.
I missed what I said.
I did.
Sorry.
Question for you, Tui.
Yep.
Moscow's gift. Are you going to be installing that or not?
If I can get rid of the pain
Okay.
and alter some of the things.
So is that what you're working on then?
Wait, for
Oh,
when?
well, no. You have repaired the ship by now, I just say.
Yeah, okay, but like, is this just for the trip towards the planet?
Who's trying to get a time frame of how long it's going to take him?
Oh, a couple of hours to get to, maybe 8 hours trip.
Okay. Oh, well, how long is it going to take to make his suit?
Her
Her suit.
Yeah, that'll be a couple of
Terry.
hour job.
Yeah, I'll do
4
that.
hours.
I'll make her suit.
Alrighty, now I just need to phone. She goes, Atlas, when I scanned the Volve scripture, I found that the page was missing, and when I checked back on the recordings, it showed that you actually ripped it out.
Yes, I did.
Now, I'm assuming that this is just one of your tendencies to grab anything shiny that you can, but I would like to see that page if you could. And if you could avoid stealing things on board the ship at least.
Okay, well, I'll say to her. Alright. I didn't intentionally steal the page. I can return it to you. Just wait until after we meet the planet service. I don't have it on me at the moment.
Please get it, and return anything else if you've taken anything from anybody else. Except if you were the one who took Riot's alcohol, you may keep that.
The only thing I have is this orb thing. Did I take
You
it?
can't metagame.
Did I take his alcohol?
No, you didn't.
Who did?
If you watch the videos on YouTube, you might be able to figure it out if you pay attention. I left enough clues.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't pick up on clues.
You really don't.
No, I really don't. I really don't. Rob, who did it?
I don't know.
It's going to be one of two people.
Yes, subtlety is not my
Alright.
forte.
Did she say anything? Do I have to deceive her or anything?
So, are you going to give her the page? Like you said?
I'll say I've got to find it. It's probably in my stash of junk.
Well, please do, and thank you for seeing me. She goes down.
She doesn't have any further questions?
Also, I'll be announcing this to all the crew on board the ship, but we need to prepare for our longer voyage, and I want to equip the Rogue Star with some stealth equipment. We can either try and barter for it, but we'll probably have to sell some of our Trinitite to do that, or we could try and steal it from the Alliance, and I cannot decide which one we'll need to do.
Are we in this conversation, or is it just you two?
She asked him, and she will broadcast that to everyone.
Why don't we make it part of our deal with the Space Knights?
They might not have that type of equipment. It's
Let's get them money.
Anyway, we'll get to that. You can have that conversation with her. But anyway, she asked that, and she's like, "Thank you, you may go." But what's your opinion?
So from the Alliance or buy
Steal it from the Alliance or try and purchase it?
What did you have in mind if we steal it from the Alliance?
I have nothing particularly. We'll need to try and find out either a ship that has it installed or where they might be keeping such equipment and try and steal it.
The Volve are always going to be where they are. There's no rush to get there, but it's going to be difficult to steal it off an Alliance ship or from an Alliance compound.
It will be. The safer option is to sell some of our units of Trinitites to get the funds to purchase the equipment. Though it is illegal equipment, and we'll have to purchase it from some unscrupulous sources that are not very trustful.
If we need funds, why don't we just trade the Volvo information to the Space Knights for money?
You can ask her that, but
I do.
you will. You're not in this conversation yet.
Like you said, she was broadcasting.
So you can ask her that
Not yet.
Okay,
later.
Look, I'll just say she is broadcasting into so. Yeah,
Why did I say that?
Because I'm going to give the information to the Knights for free.
That sounds like a bad
That's
idea.
a bad idea.
We can trust the Knights.
Yeah, but we can get stuff off the Knights. Useful stuff. If they're going to be helping us in this passive way, we may
They
as well
will
get
probably
something out
help
of it.
us with certain supplies, but it is not a piece of blackmail we will hang over their heads.
Okay.
It's not blackmail. It's just like
It's
we'll give
diplomacy.
Yeah, it's basic like.
We can
trade.
see. We can see. It is a good idea to ask to see if they have it.
Well, that's an outdated picture.
What is this one? Oh, yeah.
Both are.
Yeah, my suit is not going to look anything
crap.
like that.
Alrighty, so
Sorry, really? I have to draw new pictures? Great.
she thanks you, Atlas, and you may leave, and then she calls Tui over the comms. Tui, I would like to see you in my office. Can you please come here?
On my way, Cap.
As I pass you in the hallway, I'm going to grab the page off you and hide it.
What page?
I'll pass you the page from the book that I tore out before you left. So I'm going to grab it off you as you walk past to see Alabama.
Got it.
Alright, continue.
What? By the way, have I finished learning their language and reading the book?
Yeah, I'll say you have.
Can I grab the Evolved information we downloaded and start going through that at the same time?
You'll need to ask her to unlock it from the shop.
First thing I say, while we have this conversation, do you mind if I peruse the Evolved files?
Of course.
Cool.
It didn't seem like there are any hidden viruses or things that we should worry about, so it's free to access now.
Cool. Just gonna go nuts on that.
Tui, please sit.
Okay. Sitting.
She looks at you. She's got a serious face. I have some concerns that has been arising from your behavior of late. Specifically, before we encountered the Volve on board the mission and even coming back. I feel that your outlook and your attitudes towards human beings are concerning.
Okay.
Tui, what is your view of humans?
You're inferior.
And where do you feel their place is in the universe?
don't care as long as they're in my way.
And if they were in your way?
I'd do something about it.
And what would that be?
Depends.
Give me some examples.
Well, what situation are we in that they're in my way?
You must understand already that as a artificial life form, you are not granted any rights or privileges in the government. And so there are counter restrictions that will be placed on you here. I give you leeway because I recognize your uniqueness as an intelligent being. But you will never be able to hold property in the government's eyes.
Doesn't faze me.
And if we were audited by the Alliance and they chose to take away all your possessions, what would you do?
Use force if necessary.
Well, I cannot deny your personal feelings for right of property because that is something that all intelligent beings possess. What would you do if you were ever capable of separating your consciousness from your electronic brain?
Define what you mean out of character.
You would have the capability of uploading yourself to the nets, and an intelligence on the nets of your caliber, of that sophistication.
Overpowered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing evil.
Much.
Do you say that?
Nothing inherently evil.
Is that what you say? Nothing inherently evil. And what do you consider evil? Do you consider
Mass
What?
slaughter of a race that's done nothing against me. I wouldn't hurt someone.
About mass slaughter of a race that you feel has done something against you.
Yeah, that's I would. Yeah. If a race has slighted
an
me,
entire race,
depending on the severity of what they've done, yes.
if it was only one individual that has no connection or relation to any of the other race, you would feel needful to wipe that entire race out.
Not if it's one individual.
What if it's a specific race of... So, like...
There's nothing wrong with being prepared. And I feel like, as we are in the situations we get into, it's better to be prepared for the worst possible scenario in case it happens.
Tui.
Wait, sorry, this is out of character. What do they call it in the Cold War, where, like, everyone had nukes, but they were hesitant to fire because they knew it would start something?
Oh, like a nuclear deterrent.
Yes, basically that.
Mm-hmm. What do you care about this ship? Or do you care about this ship?
It is a
You
mission.
let me be me.
I've got to be
And
me.
I am probably the only person who would let you.
Apart from my creator, yeah. Mm-hmm. And that old dude whose name I've forgotten.
So what does that mean
Previous
to
engineer.
you in regards to your place on this ship?
What do you mean?
Do you value being here? Would you fight to protect your position and the ship and the lives on board?
Yes.
Do you care about the crew on board this ship?
More so than other life forms.
Do you care about the crew members on this ship?
Most of them.
Would you fight to try and protect every crewman on this ship?
Yes.
Good. I would like you to grow in concern and care for the ship and the crew. Your comments and actions of late have not been reassuring. Do you agree with this?
Okay, wait. What part are you referencing in particular?
Oh, what? Everything, baby?
Well, no. See, I'm outwardly hostile, but I very rarely do something that endangers everyone.
Well, telling the...
Just one girl. What the fuck's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? I basically plan on killing her anyway, so...
Okay.
Well, it's quite clear that it was Alabama's intention to get as much information out of her as possible, which that would completely eliminate the possibilities of almost immediately.
Torture. I don't think you understand just how much Tui hates this character.
Okay.
This Volve.
She took all your parts.
If you are loyal to this ship and its crew, you will always have a place here. And I will fight to protect your place.
Cool.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to talk about.
Cool.
Okay, and so you can leave now. You head off. Okay, so now that's basically it, guys. You're traveling to a planet, and what are you going to be working on? You have several hours. So suit.
Also, in relation to the suit, nobody. Well,
Can I? Oh, sorry. I should say. Can I get Moscow to continue working on, or John, whoever was using the fabricator to make that claw?
Claw.
What do you want to claw for?
Attached to the drones.
You are in like a ripped up sex bot
Yeah.
sort of thing. So you're going to be working on your own body soon.
No, I'll wait till. I reckon before we actually leave the ship, I'll get rid of all the fleshy parts. So then I don't think I'd look like a sex bot. Yeah.
Alrighty.
It's just a bit of a whack. Let's assume I've already done that.
Okay, so and we are running out of time, but I think we're now also putting it out here though. This is a
So
good thing.
next week we'll pick up from where we arrived at the planet.
Basically, so Alabama is flying to the Space Knights headquarters. Okay, and so the next session you're going to need to deal with the Space Knights, get supplies, and also you need to figure out how you're going to want to outfit the ship for the long voyage. So, yeah, I know, but also how you're going to get their stealth. Refitting components and stuff, and so if you're going to try and steal it or purchase them, you need to figure that out.
Can I roll?
And and you need to try and convince the Evolve lady that you are not god killers. You've done a few steps in the right direction in regards to it.
So it's a long-term command to sleep with her. Like, this isn't going to happen anytime soon, but it's still something I have to work towards.
It's just to get information, to get her to trust you, and Alabama thinks that the most direct route to that is...
Route.
Literally direct route.
Yeah. On that note, thank you for watching Tabletop Time, ladies and gentlemen. This has been good fun.